Hello, everybody. Oh, my screen is kind of blurry. I hope y'all can see me okay because my screen is a little bit blurry. I think I just need to clean it off. I tried to go live a little while ago, but technical difficulties. I don't know what happened, but my stream just shut off. But anywho, as you can tell by the title of this video, it's called "Somebody's Lying," and hopefully, we are going to get to the bottom of this issue. I excuse me. I watched Basketball Wives last night, and OMG, it was off the chain. Your girl, Tammy. Now, if you are a big fan of Basketball Wives and you've been watching this show season after season after season, then you know Tammy's MO. You know how she roll, how she get down. That girl, she had anger issues. She would pop off at the drop of a hat. I mean, bust you upside your head, jump over a table, anything. That was just how she got down. She, had anger issues, and her patience and tolerance was really, really short. But lately, Tammy has been working on herself and working on herself within. And I don't know if too many of you know, but I guess she's using Pastor John Gray, and his wife Aventer as mentors or counselors. And I am a fan of John Gray. He has a show on the OWN channel. At least I think it has been renewed. But he has a show on the OWN channel, and it's called The Book of John Gray. He's a pastor with a big church, and he's a counselor. He's a coach. He's a mentor. So I think who she chose, to get her through these issues that she's going through is good. She meets with Pastor Gray and Aventur, which is wife. Actually, I think her name is pronounced Aventur. Um, and they meet up at a restaurant and sit down, and she's updating them on things that's going on in her life, and because they're trying to get her to understand how to deal with certain triggers that normally would, send her through the roof, piss her off, or whatnot. So she's telling them about how on the last few episodes, the other ladies in the group of the Basketball Wives has been teasing her behind her back, telling jokes about her, impersonating her, basically making her the butt of all jokes. And so the pastor, he's thinking, this could be signs of insecure admiration. And basically, Tammy's like, well, you know, um, I am getting married, and Evelyn, she is, separated from her fiance. She was supposed to be having babies and have frozen eggs and everything, and was looking forward to having a family, and all that kind of got disrupted. So she's like, yeah, maybe Evelyn might be a little bit jealous of me because of everything that's going on good in my life right now. And I don't know how true that is, because if you've been watching the episodes, Evelyn don't seem like she give not one thought or not one care about her at all, because they kind of fell out in the last season. And right now, Evelyn, instead of being really close to Tammy, she's now really close to Jen. So they've been really, boot buddies and everything. And so the pastor, he gives her an assignment, tells her that what I want you to do is with these ladies, instead of battling them about what they're doing behind your back and how they're making fun of you and everything, what I want you to do is find something nice about all these ladies, and then you have to actually tell it to them. You have to give them feedback, about themselves. And so she's like, oh gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this, especially with her and Evelyn. Them two do not see eye to eye at all. And then she's really not feeling Jen either, because Jen is supposed to be Evelyn and Tammy's friend, but she's been more hanging with Evelyn for some reason, and Jen doesn't understand why. When like a year ago, Jen was bad mouthing Evelyn and also bad mouthing Shawnee as well. So she tells the pastor, I'll do my best. I'll give it a try. If this is going to help me with my life change, to find something positive about each lady, something nice, so that I can elevate them in some type of way, I'll give it a shot. So she ends up calling Shawnee and asks her to meet her. They go out shopping or whatnot. And she's telling Shawnee, how she's been working on her triggers with Pastor Gray and his wife Avenger. And she tells her what her homework assignment is and how she's supposed to find something nice to say about all the ladies. Now, Tammy is like, I think instead of me just doing this by myself, I think all the ladies should get involved. And so Shawnee is like, that might be a good idea, because, it would help all the ladies try to, come to some kind of, get a little closer, try to get some things off their chest and everything. And so she plans a retreat, and Tammy plans a retreat and lets Shawnee knows that she's going to let all the ladies know. But since she's not talking to Evelyn, she needs Shawnee to let Evelyn know because they have been, not getting along. So she don't want to invite Evelyn because Evelyn might not come. So she figured if Shawnee do it, then Shawnee, she can get Evelyn to come. So Tammy also says to her that there's some things that she knows or some things that's been said about Shawnee, but she don't really want to be involved and she don't want to be messy. And so then Malaysia, she pops up and Tammy explains to her how she's planning this retreat and everything, and she's also telling Malaysia that there's some things that they need to speak about, and she wants to bring it up at the retreat. And so Malaysia is like, well, that's a really nasty rumor because she hasn't mentioned what the rumor is. They'll get to that a little later, but she's like, that's a nasty rumor and everything, and I really don't want to be the one to hurt anybody's feelings. And so basically, Tammy is like, Shawnee is like, you two, are you going to tell me what's going on? Are you going to tell me what happened, what's being said? And so they're like, well, you know what? We're going to have this retreat. And when everybody comes, the person who it is involving will be there. And so Shawnee is like, okay, the person there is going to be there. And they're like, yeah, they're going to be there. And so Shawnee is like, well, if it's about me, I'll be there. And, basically, it is what it is. Whatever, is said is about to go down. And so Shawnee leaves, abruptly. She walks out from shopping with them and she's like, you know what, I'll be at the retreat with my bells on. So after that, we see OG. Now, OG, she is a female football player. Her name is actually, I think it's Ogum or Ojum. It's OGUM, but they call her OG. And so she's out shopping with her mom, and they're at the Catula by Africana Imports. And OG is discussing her mother about her relationship with her boyfriend, Kwame Alexander, who is a professional basketball player, but he plays overseas right now. And she's discussing with her, what does she think about Kwame? And her mom is like, well, are you guys trying to surprise me with something? Are you guys getting married? And she's like, no, we're not getting married, but I think he's heading in the right direction. And her mom is just like, well, what do you mean heading in the right direction? Either you guys are going to get married or you're not. Do you know if he wants to get married? And Kwame is like, we basically, she's kind of beating around the bush. Like, yeah, we kind of, we talked about it, but he's kind of heading in that direction. But she don't have no ring, and she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit down with him and discuss it with him and see where he's at. And she's like, but I do understand if he's hesitant because he's never had a girlfriend and he's really never committed to anybody, other than probably basketball, the sport that he's plays. So she thinks that they have potential, and so she's going to bring it up to his attention. So we'll see what's up with that later. But Tammy, excuse me, I'm sorry, Evelyn and Jen meet up. Now, if you recall in the other episodes, um, Evelyn, she was with some guy and they were planning a family and she had some eggs frozen, but then they separated and she had, discussed it with him and discussed it with her doctor and came to the conclusion that they were just going to get rid of the eggs, instead of saving them because she didn't want to use them after they had broke up because she didn't want to have kids by somebody from those frozen eggs that she had broke up from. And so Jen, she's been considering it now because she's her and Evelyn now is really really cool. So she's been seeing everything that Evelyn has been going through, and no, Jen is like, I'm 40. I think she said she's 42 or 43 years old, and she knows that she's getting older. She's not married. She don't have any kids. So she's like, you know what? I want to go see your doctor and get some advice from her about having children. So my thing is this though. What's up with all these ladies who, if they're not waiting till they're having children, at a regular time when most people have children in their 20s, 30s, or whatnot. And then they wait till all their children get older, grow up, have their own families, and then they want to go and either get some donor eggs or freeze some eggs because they're thinking about having more children. And it's like you're in your 40s, 50s, they're doing it now in their 60s. And I'm like, my youngest son is 17 years old. My oldest one is 21. Ain't no way in heaven or hell I'm going to be around 50 years old talking about let me freeze some eggs so I can have some more kids. Mm-mm. Them eggs gonna stay where they at, and I'm gonna enjoy my children's children once they come along, and nieces and nephews, of course. But Jen, she talks to the doctor, and she tells her, gives her some advice, and tells her if she wants to have children, she better get on it now and get on freezing them eggs. So I don't know if Jen decided that she was gonna freeze some eggs or not, but we'll probably find out next episode. Now, back to the Tammy situation with Malaysia and Evelyn. Tammy sets it up for the retreat. They go to a really nice place. Looks like it's right on the beachfront. I don't know if it's a hotel or a home that they rented out or whatnot, but it's really, really beautiful and serene, and you have the waves in the background and everything. And so people is popping up, and Shawnee comes, and Tammy and Evelyn and Jen and everybody's showing up to the retreat. And basically they start off, right away saying nice things about each other. I think first off, was it Tammy? I think it was Tammy. She was the first one that said something nice to each other. And so everybody's going around just basically giving everybody compliments and apologizing for what they've done to each other and everything. And then Shawnee, she's sitting there like, I know she's like, okay, everybody's apologizing to each other, and everybody's saying sorry and giving each other compliments and telling Evelyn, she thinks she's a great mom. Now, this is Jackie. Now, them two, they've been beefing for a couple of seasons. And I think it all started when Jackie's daughter, her son, who had got burned, she had set up a GoFundMe page, and Evelyn had donated some money. And basically, Jackie and her had got into it because Jackie thought she felt a certain type of way because Evelyn donated some money, and her and Evelyn wasn't really on good terms around that time. So she basically thought she was trying to throw it up in her face that she contributed some money because everybody was saying that Jackie didn't contribute any money. So anyway. Now, so that's why she's apologizing to Evelyn, telling her, I'm sorry about everything that happened. Sorry about my part in it, with my daughter and everything. I really think you are a wonderful mom. So everybody's just giving each other compliments and everything. And so Evelyn's like, you know what? I know who I need to be friends with, and I know who not to be friends with, and I'm cool. We can be together, we can be cordial, we can be adults and everything. And so, she apologizes and all that. And so Shawnee tells Tammy, y'all doing all this apologizing and compliments, but somebody isn't saying what needs to be said. Shawnee is like impatient, like, I'm sure that's the only reason she showed up. She's not looking for no compliments or trying to apologize to nobody. So then Shawnee is asking everybody, is the secret about her? And Jackie, she starts crying and she's like, it breaks her heart. She don't want to say it. She don't want to say it. So then Shawnee is looking like, oh my God, I don't know. I can't imagine what's going through her head. Like, she probably think it has something to do with her kids or something really really serious. And then Evelyn, she's like, you know what? Y'all can leave me out of this because I'm sure this has nothing to do with me. So y'all can eliminate me out the secret. And everybody's like giving her the face, like giving her the side eye, and she's like, what? This has to do with me? She acting all lost and confused and everything. And so then Tammy says, Jen did share some things with her, that Evelyn said. And Jen acts like she don't know what Tammy's talking about. Evelyn's acting like she don't know what Tammy's talking about or what Jen could have possibly said. So Malaysia, you know, she walks over. She tells Jen, we need to go talk. We need to talk. We be right back, y'all. We need to talk. She pulls her to the side and she basically tells her, uh, about the fact that Tammy said that you, Jen, told her about a year ago that Evelyn has slept with Shawnee's. It's now her ex. So I don't know if she slept with him allegedly. If she slept with him while Shawnee was dating the guy or after she was dating the guy. So I don't know that yet, but allegedly she slept with this guy. And so Jen is like, that's a lie. I didn't say that. And so Malaysia, she's like, well, this is what Tammy's saying. So she was like, well, we got to put it out there now because she's not going to let this go. Shawnee is not going to let this go. She's not going to let us leave here without, finding out what's going on. So they walk back to the crew and sit down and everything. And so Jen tries to beat around the bush when Tammy, tries to say what Jen told her about Evelyn sleeping with, Shawnee's ex. And Jen is like, that is not true. I did not say that. And that was told to me. And so Tammy's like, you know what? Quit backtracking. You said the stuff. You was pissed off last year with Evelyn and being vindictive, and then that's when you started talking about Evelyn and you start spilling the tea. So Jim, she blurts out, how Evelyn and her had a conversation about Evelyn sleeping with her ex, but she said it was told to her. And Evan is like, well, who said it? And Tammy was like, "Well, Jen told me," and so they going back and forth, and I'm like, "Who is lying?" And Shawnee is looking, she's looking like, "Oh my god, this is some bull." She's holding her head. She got shades on, but you can tell. I can tell. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I can tell. It looks like she was crying underneath those shades. She kept, going like this with her glasses. And I'm like, she looks like she's really hurt because she don't know what to believe. And then Evelyn, she breaks down. She's crying. Shawnee, I would never in a million years do this to you. And on my son, on my kids. And she's like, call the dude, call the dude. Ask him yourself if I really slept with him. Ask him yourself. I would never do that to you. And I mean, Evelyn, I ain't seen her break down in a long time, but I have to admit, she really looked like she was being sincere, but then I'm like, Tammy, John Gray gave you one assignment, and that was just to bring the ladies together and try to uplift each other and say positive things, apologize to each other, say nice things to each other, and look what happened. And so Jen is like, some people now is just thinking that, she's just basically being a hater right now, that Tammy is just, being hateful, and, now she's being vindictive because she's upset because Jen and Evelyn is so cool now. And I don't know. I don't know who to believe. I really don't know. Shawnee don't know who to believe. And then Jen was like, you know what? You just upset because Kenny, Tammy's ex is Kenny. And she was like, you just upset because Evelyn and Kenny messed around, and you don't believe that Evelyn didn't know about y'all being together. And so that happened years and years ago. And she was like, you must still be holding grudges about that. And so she's still crying and everything, telling Tammy, I would never do this. I would never do this. And then it like kind of cuts off there, and you see like the preview to the next show. And Jen, I'm sorry, Evelyn, you see her and Shawnee talking, and she's still crying and telling her, call the man, call the man, call the man. I want them to call the man. We need to get the bottom of this because somebody is lying. Either Tammy, Evelyn, or Jen. Somebody is lying, and I really hope it's not Evelyn. I mean, I hope it's not Tammy either, because you're supposed to be on this, new page and everything, and talking how to better your life with the pastor and everything, and then all this. So, for Evelyn's sake, though, because this job, I don't know what else you do, but I know this job is your coins. So for your sake, I really hope you did not sleep with Shawnee's ex, especially when they were together, because I can see you not being on the next season, any other season after this, if that's true. So I want y'all to make sure y'all watch the next episode. I am so anxious for the next episode because I want to find out, what really went down with Evelyn and the ex. So until we meet again, I'm about to be out of here because I got to get to the gig. And make sure, if you have any comments about this show or any other show that you think I should be reviewing, put it in the comments. If you have any comments about any of the cast or any thoughts about anything from this episode or prior episodes, put it in the comments. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and most importantly, make sure you hit subscribe. And then once you hit subscribe, a little bell will pop up. And if you hit the bell till you see the lines around the bell, then that means that you will receive all further notifications of my videos when they go live. So thank you for watching. I will return probably tomorrow because I did also watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta last night. So I have to do a review on that one as well. So until I see you again, I'm out.